looming recession, inflation, high gas prices. How do you know when's the perfect time to buy a home? Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with the Valentini team at William Ravis Real Estate. And on my channel, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about living on the Connecticut coast. So let's be honest, nobody truly knows when's the perfect time to buy a home. Is 2022 that year? Let's think about some of the things that are going on right now. Everyone keeps talking about this looming recession, but nobody really knows if it's going to happen at all. To be honest, the jobs numbers just came out for July, and they were way higher than they thought they'd be. So the unemployment rate is at a record low still of 3.6, 3.7%. That's really low. Does that signal a recession? Inflation. Sure, we all know this is really going on right now. We see it at the grocery stores. Every time you check out, food and goods are definitely higher than they were a year ago. But does that mean that you shouldn't buy a house? Geopolitical issues. Gas prices have been super high the last 5 months. We were averaging about $5 a gallon here in Connecticut. But then this past week, we're just at about $4, and they say it's continuing to go down. Does that mean you shouldn't buy a house? So truly nobody knows when's the perfect time. If your time is now, then it is the perfect time. Because you can find someone on either side of the conversation, whether it is or is not a good time to buy a home. I mean, truly, some people say, oh, I should have bought 8 months ago when the rate was at 3%. But to be honest, back then you would have been competing with 20 buyers for one house, paying way over asking, waiving all sorts of contingencies. Was that the perfect time? It may have been for some people, but it might not have been for you. Or is now the perfect time? Sure, rates have definitely gone up, but that means we're moving more toward a normal real estate situation. We are normalizing. We are not in a housing crisis, but it really still is a seller's market. The good thing is houses are staying on the market a little bit longer. I'm not saying months and months, but it's not like a house is on the market one day and then they have those 20 buyers paying above asking. Now it might be on for a month. You might have 1 or 2 people that are interested in putting in offers. And you might actually have an ability to negotiate with the seller. Is now the perfect time to buy a house? Honestly, since rates have gone up a little, there are less and less buyers because they get scared, so they withdraw from the housing market. That's great for a buyer today, though, because you're competing with less buyers. But for those people that are waiting it out, hoping that the rate will fall again, then what? Then you're going to have this surge of people again driving home prices potentially up again. So is that really the right time to buy when you wait for the rate to drop? Plus, if you're a home buyer that needs to sell first, let's say you are waiting for that rate to go down, then you're going to put your house on the market because you want to get more for your house, right? But then on the flip side, when you buy, you're going to pay more for the new house that you purchase. So again, is that the perfect time to buy? I certainly don't have a crystal ball to tell you what is best for you or when is truly the best time to buy a home. But what I do know is that there are no perfect scenarios. Everybody has their own unique situation. Everybody keeps seeing all these scare tactics. Somebody found some expert that's willing to say that there's going to be a housing crisis. But we're really not seeing that. The buyers that we have today are well qualified. Because of what happened in 2008, people aren't just getting mortgages willy-nilly without providing any kind of income verification. These are vetted buyers. So we're not putting people in homes that they cannot afford. The people that are looking are qualified and are way less likely to foreclose on a house. So I really don't see a housing crisis coming at all. To be honest, experts are saying that they will continue to see moderate increases in housing values for the rest of 2022. Currently, the average among the big names like Freddie Mac, Zelman, and a few others is that they see home values increasing up to 10% this year. Yeah, 10%. That's still a big increase. So let's think about that. If you bought a home earlier this year for $500,000, let's say, by the end of 2022, it could be valued at $550,000. That would have been $50,000 of equity that you would have had in your home just like that, just because you bought it earlier in the year. But now you've waited it out because you hope for a lower rate, and you're going to wind up paying that $550,000. That's just the way it is. Buying a home is the number one way that people build personal wealth. It's real estate. There's no getting around it. Because when you buy a home, over time, you will build equity. It also is a stabilizing your housing situation. Because when you're renting, you really are at the whim of your landlord. They can increase rents, or worse, tell you they're selling and you need to be out. So when you own your own home, you're definitely stabilizing your situation. If you're one of those people waiting it out, thinking that the rates are going to be 3% again, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. It might, but it might be 5 years from now. And in that 5 years' time, think about how much equity you could have built in your home had you bought it today. And to be honest, when you get a mortgage, let's say today at 5.5%, that doesn't mean you have to keep that for 30 years. You know, if the rates drop in a couple years or in a year, you can refinance to lower your payment. You're never stuck with a rate. So just always remember that. And building equity in your home is never a bad thing. And building stability in your housing situation is never a bad thing. So I think 2022 could be your year. If you're thinking about moving to Connecticut, check out this video where I tell you all about the Connecticut nightlife. And if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week.